look so excited? No, I'm here with the Bookish First Tag. And I was tagged by Ramsey at Rajathon about a week and a half ago, and the original tag is by Monica, and Monica Reads, and link to her channel below too. Pretty cool channels. First prompt: what is the first full-length book that you remember reading on your own? Not like a picture book or anything. And I must say, I've mentioned this before, the first piece of literature I remember reading is a short story called The Five Chinese Brothers. And it was in a group of colored books, hardcover colored books, blue and orange. They were smaller books than the bigger encyclopedias that ran across my parents' shelf. And in these colored books I also found Jules Verne, and Robert Louis Stevenson, and Jonathan Swift, Gulliver's Travels, things like that. I also read like Mad magazines and Mad books and Ripley's Believe It or Not books when I was a kid, like grade school and that. Prompt 2. What is the first series you remember reading? And that's easily the Hardy Boys. I had collected hardcover, the blue books, hardcover. Most were brand new. And I remember reading and enjoying that whole series. I love it when they would get their equipment, like cameras and tape recorders and binoculars and all this stuff, and they'd have to go on the road to do some investigating. And when I was away at college at Kent State University, my mother sold them for like 5 cents a piece at garage sale. Prompt 3. What's the first book to movie adaptation you remember knowing that it was a book to movie adaptation? And here I was going to go with The Sting, but I'm going to use that for another answer below. Here I'm going to say The Maltese Falcon, by Dashiell Hammett, or possibly Charlotte's Web, or I think I might have read, this was in junior high school, Ordinary People by Judith Light in a class. But, oh yeah, and what about that one book, the one short story called Occurrence at Owl Creek, where you saw a film about it too, and Ambrose Bierce, Civil War vet, short story writer, the guy at the end. Prompt 4, who was your first book crush? Now, I'll tell you guys something funny. It's not a book, but I had a crush on that Nadia Comaneci. Remember that Russian gymnast in the Olympics? I used to watch her and I have a crush on her. I think I was like 12 or 13. But I think she's married to Scott Hamilton, a famous Olympian out of Bowling Green University in Ohio. And, I don't know, Becky Thatcher, she a Huckleberry fan? Or how about Nellie Olson from Little House on the Prairie? Nobody else liked her except me, huh? Everyone hated Nellie. Prompt 5. Who was your first bookish friend? Now, you mean in my life or on BookTube? Because I'm going with on my life. This one guy, his name was David Lore, Lore, and he had red hair and glasses, kind of like my son does. But I always wanted to be like David Lore. He was into science and NASA and maps of the moon and things and telescopes. Or it would be my friend Greg Gould, who committed suicide in high school. We went to different high schools, but when I was growing up through 3rd grade, I lived by him. He was into horror and horror movies, and like horror movies, black and white ones out of Detroit, we would get, like the scary movies Friday nights. You get like 3 movies in a row and stay up till 1, 2 in the morning. But those were my best bookish friends. 6. What is the first adult book you remember reading not for school? And here I'm going to go with The Sting. Remember that movie with Paul Newman and Robert Redford, and it's a con game. It's the first Joe Hooker, I think his name was, in the book. First time I read the F word in a book. It was either that or Catcher in the Rye. And Catcher, doesn't he spell F-U-C-K on the windshield? Or then there were other books like Don't Tell Alice, remember that weird book? Or Dibs, or I mentioned Ordinary People earlier too. One of those books. Prompt 7. Who was your first character role model? Man, I've said Keith Richards, half jokingly, but I don't know, outlaw writers, Bukowski, Hunter S. Thompson, William S. Burroughs, wild writers like that, Dennis Johnson. 8. Who was the first author you were truly inspired by? And this has to be like, I was into rock bios and music early on. I was into drama and plays. But I got to go with Dylan Thomas and, Joyce. 9. What is the first book you remember touching or moving you? That is Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. We're rolling right along now. 10. What is the first classic you read not for school? Joyce, Beckett, Shakespeare. 11. What was your first YA book read? That was then. This is not now. Remember that book, that S.E. Hinton book? She's a female writer, woman writer. I think she recently died a few years ago. But yeah, I remember smoking Marlboros and drinking Cokes. That was then. This is now. Made a movie out of it too. 12. What was your first ebook? I don't know, but I can tell you that it definitely was not Moby Dick. Okay, 13. Tag some people. I'm going to take a bunch of people. Okay, in no particular order except for best to worst. Sonja, at an enthusiastic reader. Pae Attention. Pae Attention. Jim at Jim's Book Reading and Stuff. Maria at MH Books. Aaron Gobra. Dane Cobain at Dane Reads. Amy at From the Dusty Bookshelf. Josh at Working Man Reads. Roz at Scalldandling About the Books. And last but not least, Jeremy at JemeryFee. Thank you for your time and consideration. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.